Russian President Vladimir Putin warned the West of the risk of nuclear war if they send their own troops to fight for Ukraine, saying Moscow had the weapons to strike Western targets. In his annual State of the Nation address on Thursday, Putin said claims that Russia intends to attack Europe are nonsense, but warned that his country might strike Western countries with nuclear weapons. Putin referenced an idea floated by French President Emmanuel Macron, who on Monday said the possibility of sending Western troops to Ukraine cannot be ruled out. Several European leaders swiftly rejected the suggestion. Everything that they are coming up with now, with which they threaten the entire world, all this really threatens a conflict with the use of nuclear weapons, and therefore the destruction of civilization. Don't they understand this, or what? Putin said. They must ultimately understand that we also have weapons, and they know about it. Just as I now said, we also have weapons that can hit targets on their territory, he warned. Putin has raised the nuclear specter on several occasions since Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine more than 2 years ago. Russia transferred tactical nuclear weapons to neighboring Belarus last year, and CNN reported this month that Russia is attempting to develop a nuclear space weapon that could destroy satellites. His address lasted more than 2 hours, breaking his previous record, according to Russian state media TASS, and came shortly before Russians vote in the March 17 presidential election, when Putin is expected to sweep to a 5th term and extend his rule until at least 2030. He lauded the progress of Russia's military, which he said was confidently advancing in a number of operational areas and liberating more and more territories, and now firmly holds the initiative in Ukraine, after Kiev's recent retreat from the eastern town of Avdiivka. He confirmed Russia will bolster its military presence along its western border to neutralize the threats of NATO expansion after Finland and Sweden joined the alliance following Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. On the campaign trail, Putin also used his speech to laud the performance of Russia's economy and unveil new national projects ahead of March's presidential election, where he faces no credible opposition after the country's only anti-war candidate was barred from standing and Alexei Navalny, Putin's most formidable opponent, died in an Arctic prison last Friday. Despite Western sanctions, Putin said Russia's economy has moved on much more dynamically than the rest of the world, particularly in regards to the other countries in the so-called G7. He conceded that Russia is not at the peak of its demography due to social changes like young people pursuing their careers and delaying having children. Like many countries, Russia is grappling with the challenge of falling birth rates.